Enjoli and I'm coming to you from Emic. Today I have with me Barrett Johnson, and he is a man of many titles. In today's segment, we're going to focus on his accomplishments and also being a young pastor and the challenges that you face today. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your history as far as you pastoring?
I've been pastoring for the last 7 years, but I've been in ministry since I was 5 years old. Pretty much the majority of my life since I've been able to talk. And it is an experience that allows me to be able to touch so many people in so many different ways. And it has been a tremendous gift from God and a blessing to be able to be granted such an exalted position. Something that I have had to come up against a lot, but you know, I think that the Word of God kind of supersedes age or stage in life. I am a seasoned minister, and I think that comes across when people hear me. But you know, there are always, especially in the younger years of my ministry, now I'm getting to that place now where, you know, I'm not very, very young, but I'm still young.
Can you tell us how old you are?
You know,
okay,
I'm under 35.
Okay.
But
and that's amazing. I mean, you being so young and you accomplish so much.
Yeah.
And I've read your bio, and you have so many titles as a, you know, an activist of the civil rights, and a pastor, a prophet, a reverend, and I just commend you. That's awesome.
Thank you very much. But you know, with older people, they receive from me, but I know my calling is to my generation, the hip hop generation. And as long as I stay really focused on what my assignment is, you know, I think I'll be successful. There's some people who, when they look at me, they probably think, you know, with my style, you know, with my swagger, the way I carry myself.
You look nice. You don't look like the typical.
Yeah, I try not to be.
Yeah.
You know, because especially, you know, in the day and time that we live in, you know, I think people can see. Especially in the religious community, I think people can see authenticity, and they know if you're real or not. It doesn't matter what you have on the outside. You know, the clothes don't make you, you make the clothes. You got to have something in your heart that comes across that will connect with people, and they'll forget about what you have on, and they'll hear the words that come out of your mouth. You know, Dr. King, on the Selma to Montgomery March, the uniform of the Civil Rights Movement was overalls and working boots, you know, not suits and ties. So I think when we kind of lower, well, not lower, but relax our image, we can connect with just about everybody.
And a more comfortable, actually target everyone, not just one sort of, yeah, that's awesome. What are some of your, the other challenges in your church that you may face today?
With the church, Frederick Douglass said that the greatest challenge for any leader will be his ability to communicate with the masses of people who he professes to lead. And I think my greatest challenge right now is, how do I connect with more people? And how do I connect with the people that I already currently lead in a more personable, because obviously I'm only one man, and our church has grown in the last few years from less than 10 people to almost 500. And with that, you know, the challenge is always there. How do I continue to expand and continue to grow, but not lose the connection and the personalization with people? Because I am a hands-on person, I'm a people person. I like to connect with people. You know, I don't like to live in an ivory tower, no pun intended. But you know, I really like to be right there in the midst of the people. And so that's my challenge now. And then how to connect with more people.
So you say you're hands-on. So as far as, you know, your church is currently expanding to more members, are you there to greet them and be physical with them? Because
Absolutely.
it's something about, you know, being personal, having a personal relationship with your pastor. And I love that. I mean, I love these big mega churches, but I feel like I can't be connected. So to be, you know, somewhere where I can be connected and actually shake your hand, that means a lot. Or you can pray for me, or, you know, have that connection.
Yeah,
and I know it's not going to always be like that. So.
Yeah, you know, I try to do that as much as possible. I don't care. Sometimes I'm soaking wet from preaching, you know, sweating. I am tired. I'm exhausted because I really study hard, you know, to do what I do. But I try to, as much as I can. I can't do it all the time. I wish I could do it more. To, you know what's going on in the lives of my people. You know, because what is a shepherd if he has no sheep? The first year that I accepted the pastorate, we started an outreach ministry called the Traveler's Gift Program, which was, at the time, there was no other program like this other than Hosea Williams' Feed the Hungry. Hosea Williams was my mentor. It was like my spiritual dad. He raised me, and he was a pillar in the Atlanta community, and he was the field general. He organized all of Dr. King's marches. And so he was a wonderful man, and he always taught me to give back and to help the less fortunate and to consider the poor. And so we started this outreach ministry. We do tutoring, we give coats for kids in the winter, book bags, school supplies. We pass out hundreds, if not thousands, of toys during the Christmas season. We give out turkeys on Thanksgiving. We last year were able to meet the needs of over 200 families just in the community that our church is in, and we registered voters. We did all kind of medical.
And is this a year round?
We do it. We want to do it more, but we do things seasonally. So like in the springtime we do something, in the summer and so we do it like that.
And your information for people to get involved is on your church website? It's
on our website,
okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I have a question for you. Being in Atlanta and being in the same field as far as Eddie Long, how do you feel about the scandal that has happened?
That's a good question, and one that I have been asked over and over again, and the answer is still the same, but I'm going to give you a little more than what I've given others. First of all, you know, I'm from Atlanta. I'm born and raised here. Never lived anywhere else, you know, as a permanent residence. Atlanta's always been my home. And so, you know, I don't think it's a big reflection on Atlanta as much as, even though it does reflect, you know, because globally or nationally, as much as it is on that particular and specific ministry. As it pertains to his ministry, they've done a lot of good in the community, has saved a lot of souls and helped a lot of people. So I will never attack him as it pertains to his ministry or who he is as an individual. But I will say, I believe personally it was politically driven. And I'll say this because, you know, you remember when the senator asked for the documentations of all the financial records from Benny Hinn, Kenneth Copeland, Joyce Myers, Paula White, Eddie Long, Creflo Dollar. Everybody complied. Eddie Long made a statement in the newspaper that said, we will not comply. You know, we are not just your little bubbling, idiotic preacher. We are confidants to heads of state and to kings and queens. And let me just be honest, you don't shake an arrogant fist in the face of the American government when they ask you to do something and they have supported you. And I just think at the end of the day, you know, everybody has something in them that they wish they didn't have. If but for the grace of God covering us all, just a moment to lift the cover off, Everybody's got some skeletons or something, you know, but I think at the end of the day, my heart is really for the people that have been hurt.
So you saying that what he did?
Well, allegedly. We got to say alleged because they settled out of court. We don't know what happened.
Right.
So, you know, we can only go by the accusers, and we can only go by the word that he has given. It really started off as a journal. I was writing in my journal. I had a good friend of mine. Her name was Mia, and she was killed by an ex-lover who she just didn't want to be with him no more. He couldn't handle it.
Wow.
And she was laying asleep with her 10-year-old daughter, and he came in, and he shot her in the face 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
And this was the same day that my godbrother was killed. So I had 2 people close to me die in the same day. I was going through, and I was trying to find some philosophical, psychological, some theological reasoning to help me cope with the fact of her death. At the same time thinking about my own relationships who were up and down, because I didn't know, I couldn't understand for the life of me, and I begged her to come home. What made you stay with somebody who was this abusive? And he was physically abusive. But I started to really look at it that many of us are in abusive relationships. It just doesn't manifest physically. Some of us are in verbally abusive relationships. Some of us are in emotionally abusive relationships. Some of us are in mentally abusive relationships. And even though it doesn't come out in the physical, the wounds are still there. The bruises are still there. And so I had to really delve into myself and really dig real deep to deal with my own hurt and my own pain, and then to try to deal with the drama in my own relationships. And one thing that I discovered in the drama of our life, there is only one consistent character, an actor or actress in the drama of our life, and that is ourselves. And so many times we look at everything and everybody else, but we got to look at ourselves at some point. And you know, when we can get cocky, we can get brash, we can get, you know, kind of, you know, erudite and feel like, you know, it's you, it couldn't be me.
And we have to do a self-evaluation.
Absolutely.
So again, thank you so much, Barrett Johnson, for allowing us to be here. And again, for more updates and interviews, please go to www.enjoli-enjoli.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.